My name is Drew. This is Brandon, and we are with our guest here, Cru, on the It Must Be Nice podcast. Welcome, brother.
Thank you. It's good. It's pretty amazing to be here. Kind of different style than normal, pre-podcast prep. So that was kind of ridiculous, honestly.
Pretty much a bro date is what it was.
A little gym session, a helicopter ride.
That was my first time doing that. Stomach is
Working
still
out?
recovering a little bit.
Good for you, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, man.
Good things said about it.
Getting the weights in.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
Finally.
You're gonna be a little sore in the morning.
That's right. Yeah, no, that was ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, this guy's everyday life over here, man. It must be nice.
It must be nice, right?
That's insane.
Where are you from, dude?
North Carolina.
What part?
Raleigh.
Raleigh?
Yeah.
Nice, yeah, man. I know all our friends out there.
So it's so nice.
Where at in the state? Is that north, south,
Middle?
Yeah. How far is that from Charlotte?
3 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of. I don't know why I even tell people this when they tell me they're from North Carolina because it's completely different states. But I spent a month in South Carolina.
Okay.
And what's that trashy town over there? Sorry if anybody's from there.
Myrtle Beach?
Dirty Myrtle.
Myrtle.
I didn't mean to say trash. I meant to say Dirty Myrtle, man.
I like how everybody went Myrtle Beach and you said that too.
Hey, this is fair. This is fair.
See,
the golfing there looks sick.
There's some nice little pieces to it. My grandfather lives in Myrtle Beach.
Okay, cool.
And
Beach.
There's some nice spots. And then it's, just the cigarette billboards and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think
Right.
of South Carolina. So,
Did you watch Tiger King?
No. I mean, I've seen some.
Yeah, well, it's trash television for sure. But I went. Basically, we filmed a little follow-up docu-series to that, but didn't end up going anywhere. But it was a blast. I had a blast.
I mean, I can imagine that seems like
great. I like South
interesting
Carolina.
characters over there for sure.
Very.
But, I mean, North Carolina is really beautiful. I would say the hardest part is not really having a culture around any of the health and fitness kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
not,
either
so it's not there. Yeah.
No,
Charlotte's got a little bit, right? Or not?
kind of.
Yeah, maybe around the football team and stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, it's very niche. So
Okay.
if you're going to be a part of a group, it's going to be a church thing, or it's going to be a college thing, or you're by yourself all the time.
Yeah.
So, just having my kind of lifestyle didn't mesh with anybody.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, damn, I got to be the only one. And then you come to Austin and
it's just like everywhere.
Everyone is doing the same shit.
Yeah, I know. I heard you mention, I guess when we were on the run the other day, that when you were a kid, I guess you had a hard time making friends. You spent a lot of time alone. Like what was that?
Man, well, I think when you have certain parameters of your life, I would say there's just circumstance which caused some of that. For me, my mom would be working. If I wasn't in school, I'd be at home by myself all the time. And so when you're by yourself all the time, you have two options. Get good at it or not get good at it.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I just became very familiar with my own voice. So I'd say growing up, being in school, my constant obsession was, how do other people's minds work? Is me talking to myself all of the time? Is that what everybody's doing? And just trying to understand what the hell is it to be someone other than me, because I don't know that experience.
Well, I can tell you, I feel like, everybody's talking to themselves a lot all the time. Yeah, constantly.
Totally. Well, have you heard that some people don't have
My brother-in-law.
Their inner voice.
My brother-in-law, and that freaks me out. It's
that seems
NPC,
impossible.
Yeah.
But man, just learning.
I wish mine would shut the.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, becoming best friends with that voice, it's the hardest thing for people to do. And it's probably the best thing for people to do, because in the self-improvement, discipline, all that kind of shit, people think that it's fighting yourself, but it's kind of treating yourself like gold, being the nicest to yourself you possibly can. So when I'm in the ice bath at 5 a.m, I'm not going, you piece of shit, stick it out.
Right.
I'm going, dude, come on. You got this.
Right.
The data shows that you're confident, that I refer to myself as we when I'm talking to myself, because it feels like a team.
Right.
Yeah, that's that kind of communication. And when you really dive deep, so I work with people on these kinds of things. When you dive deep, people are pissed at themselves. People hate themselves. And I go, whoa, you're butting heads with yourself constantly, and you're trying to improve yourself. That's like someone slapping you in the face every day, and then you going,
do better.
Hey, let me help you out here.
Right.
Let me be nice to you.
Right.
And it's the hardest shit to do.
One of the best things I've ever heard on this, and I needed to remind myself more of it often, because I am very hard on myself in a negative aspect, like talking down about myself.
Yeah.
But it was, I can't remember who said it, but they said I started carrying around a picture of myself as a child, and then looking at that photo when I would talk to myself like that and be like, when I talked to that little version of me like that, dude, I started crying when I first heard it. I was like,
Absolutely.
damn. I was like, that's deep, dude. Because like, no, you wouldn't call your child self a piece of shit or you're lazy or like all this other stuff you're saying about it.
Look, I think the most profound person you can talk to is your past self. Second place would be your future self.
Yeah.
So your future self has all the wisdom. If you ask your deathbed self, hey, what should I do here? They'll probably have a pretty clear answer.
Right.
Looking back on an entire life. Your past self, your earliest self that you can possibly remember, that, God, the amount of information and data and insight and creativity baked into that person is unbelievable. And I think, you know, I don't even like to call it success, but I can just attribute whatever the heck I am to never losing contact with my earliest self. So I feel like the same person as my youngest self I can remember, because there was no gap. And some people, they leave that self. They go, I'm a completely different person. I was a kid and now I'm this. And I'm always curious, what broke?
Yeah.
What day was the gap? What month? What set of years was the gap between that? Because if you're there and you're present and that inner voice doesn't stop, it's a seamless timeline.
Yeah, and I can say from the other direction of that, on the flip side of that, is having that gap in there. I had a point in my life where around 19, 20 years old, I went from being like the most insanely positive person you've ever, like just bleeding with positivity, annoying with it, wanting to give it to other people. Then life started lifing real hard, and I had all this pressure to be successful. Had all this pressure to get an actual job, a 9 to 5. Didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was poor. At 23, I lost my grandparents to suicide after a cancer diagnosis.
Wow.
And like life started lifing real hard. And I thought it was like my inner child died. Like not completely. I didn't lose that part of me completely. Like I never could, but like I was distant from that.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, at around 28 years old, started getting into the wanting to coach others and stuff like that. And I was speaking to another guy here in town. His name is Preston Smiles. And I was at a coaching convention. He was talking at it. I raised my hand. I asked him, I was like, hey man, why did I have to go through that? Like, and like I feel like my inner child died. Like, why did that have to happen? And why, not like a why me kind of thing, but why, like, it's so weird that happened. I was like, I'm starting to get that inner child back, but he attributed it to lessons. He was like, you want to help other people, right? But looking at you, I'll get back to this in a second. Anyway, he's like, you want to help people, right? And I was like, yeah, more than anything. And he was like, well, how the fuck are you going to help anybody if you've never been through anything hard in your life? He was like, everything's just been great. And that taught me a huge lesson there. But in your aspect, like you've continuously done hard things. You are the proof because you've just sat there and like you're a psycho in its own aspect in a good way. Like waking up every day, but 2 days in the last 7 years at 5 a.m. or whatever it is, and running every day 1 mile continuously since you were 17 years old. He's 25 now. Yeah, you never did lose that. You know what I mean? Like you stuck with that, and you are the proof of that. So you taught your lessons through doing that. I had to learn mine through some really lifey shit. Like both of us in different aspects. I don't know. It's like we didn't get to the same place. I haven't woke up at 5 a.m. every day for 7 years. I haven't ran a mile every day for things, but life is teaching me the lessons regardless.
Yeah, it's symbolism, and people don't like to hear that things are just symbolic because they want it to mean something for their life. And you know, having a successful business, well, that's just the pursuit. Or running every day, oh, well, that's just the pursuit. But I look at, well, what does it say? What story does it tell? And to me, I've gotten into the storytelling thing a lot recently, and I think of myself as the designer of my own reality. And I say, well, with the discipline and sticking to something relentlessly in a devout fashion. Yeah. I say, well, there's clean-cut evidence that says I am the person that I say I am. Undeniably, if I'm going to say that I'm disciplined, that is backed by damn near scientific data. You know, and it's a really, really clarifying thing to be able to take these traits that seem so existential and detached. If someone's confident, you go, how is someone confident? Where the hell does that come from? People that aren't confident, they feel worlds away from that. And you take those things and put it on paper and see, well, confidence would be setting an expectation, following through on that expectation over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I said I'm going to run every day. I run every day. I go, well, God, if there's anybody to bet on, I'm going to bet on me because I show up to that shit every single day. And feels daunting, but it's nice to kind of make it practical and say, here's how you can actually change the way that you see yourself. I mean, I was saying earlier, your identity is what you think, what you do, and what happens to you.
Right.
So you can't change what happens to you in a lot of ways. Sometimes you can. You can really change what you do. And it's a powerful tool because if you approach things with the lens of, I want to respect myself more. Well, if anybody thinks of their hero, I mean, I do this exercise a lot. I say, who do you look up to? Who's your hero? And they'll say, oh, maybe my dad or, maybe some famous person. I go, is it not because they showed up consistently as the person you expected them to be over and over and over again?
Right.
You can literally do that and see yourself in the same kind of way. And so my whole life, it was anxiety and compulsion. And, a crumb would fall on the floor at my house and I would try and walk away. I'd say, but if I don't pick that up, mom is going to die. And just this, I mean, people say OCD as kind of just I like my room clean, which that too, mind you. But it used to be that. And so to be able to have that experience, I mean, I ran away from school when I was in 6th grade. My whole life was, I am the victim of my mind. If it's fight or flight, it's flight every single time. Not in a helicopter, more like crying and running out the door.
Right.
And that just being my starting point, that's what catalyzes all of this kind of stuff and choosing to learn how to stay in the present moment. So, cold showers, ice bath, all that kind of stuff.
So what I'm gathering real quick is that like you built, you do the things now to build the person that you want to be because you didn't want to be in a flight situation as you were a lot as a kid. Like you were scared a lot as a kid is what I'm picking up.
Man, that was the constant state. And mind you, I through all of the self-questioning and just the extreme observation. I mean, not to sound like the chosen one, but I'd be in kindergarten and I'm going, what is going on? Just that was my obsession. And so paired with this interest in my own mind, actually a pretty strong confidence because, my grandfather, my mom, everybody was supportive of me.
Yeah. So
I had this weird confidence mixed with the complete opposite side of just as soon as I'm going to school or something stresses me out, gone. All of it is gone. And it's just my whole sense of self would spiral out of control. The amount of times I cried growing up, going to school, they're pulling me out of the car in the carpool line. I'm going, dude, I mean, I could not cope with that. So that being the starting line, essentially, you think, well, what is that? It's an inability to take the present moment and tolerate. And so when you think about something like an ice bath, there's two kinds of people. Someone that dips their toe and says, absolutely not, never, ever. And then they run away from it. And then there's the person that goes, whoa, what if I was able to sit in there for 3 minutes and just act like I'm fine until I realize that I am fine. And then that stimulus no longer is a threat to me.
Right.
So existing in kind of these difficult moments, it's not just to be, a badass David Goggins. It's actually to learn that kind of communication with yourself. And man, it takes so much work to get to that point. Only because it's all up here. You know what I mean? It does not, you can't really put that on paper. It's just a scroll of a million ideas constantly happening.
So did you start this when you were 17? Like when did you know to start weaponizing these tools?
Yeah, what were you doing before 17? Like, did you just
freak out every time?
Did you start with one thing or did you just jump?
Or did you build off of one skill set or another? What?
So the run was my main thing. It's funny.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, so I hated running and I thought, man, what if I were able to do this thing that I hate more consistently than most people do the things that they actually enjoy? Just every day. bottom of
Just
the barrel.
lean into it. Yeah.
Lean into it, chase it down before it chases me down. Because honestly, I don't care who you are. There is a little voice in the back of your mind going, you're bullshitting it. You know, you're sandbagging it when it comes to those things. That was always really loud for me, really prominent. And so acting on that, this was my way of building this. And it's funny, I listened to, bringing up Goggins, I listened to a David Goggins podcast way back in the day. And there was this one part, it was on Rogan, and he goes, you know, people always ask me why I do this when I hate to do it. And then his voice kind of gets a little bit high when he answers his own kind of question. He goes, it's crazy because it's such kind of an emotional thing, even though it seems funny. He goes, what do you mean, why do I do it? That's exactly why. And I said, dude, no way. And you know, listening to Goggins, it's typically kind of a you run through a wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I remember, you know, being in tears in that moment going, that's what I've been talking about. And I don't hear people saying this kind of stuff. Obviously, kind of my thesis might be a little bit different than his in kind of the grand scheme of things, but just having a little bit of permission and evidence that, oh, wait, people do actually talk about this. People do actually access this part of themselves. I think I need to do something about this. And so, you know, that's obviously gone in a bunch of different directions, but yeah, kind of starting there, doing the run.
And the run was and then the one was the 5 a.m. thing.
Yeah, the 5 a.m. I kind of started that, and I would do 5 a.m. during the week and then 6 on the weekends. And then I said, man, I hate explaining it that way. It's too long.
Right.
I need to say I wake up at 5 every single day.
Right.
Yeah, and it became that. And so that's the thing. And then ice bath every day for, what is it? I don't know. 1,200 days or something like that.
That's crazy, dude. So I'm asking this. I'm trying to put this in the not in an unoffensive way. In what ways has it served you in different ways?
Yeah.
Throughout doing it, because it has to at some point have served you in a different way. Each thing, doing it every single day.
Yeah, I mean the run. The run. The reason why I like that is because it's such a human thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right there. You don't need a freaking ice bath. The ice bath one is a little bit unreasonable,
right?
You know, if you're to travel and that kind of thing.
That's what I was asking. Well, that was my next question. Is like, how logistics? How the hell do you pull that off?
Right. So I don't travel much yet. So that's one thing. And I've gone a handful of places, and I'll just get a little inflatable thing and fill it up. It's
bathtub, whatever.
Yeah, it's the principle of it, really. And I don't know if I'll be able to logistically maintain that forever. But
and again, it might not serve you anymore at a different point in your life too.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, there's plenty of room for flexibility there. The run thing, I love,
you can do that
because
anywhere,
it's just there's never
an excuse not to.
Never an excuse. So that one's pretty cool.
Do you ever get to like 11:59? You're like, oh shit, I gotta get that run in.
No, it's first thing every day,
no matter
every
what.
single day. Yeah. So. That's
bring me through your morning routine real quick.
Yeah, so wake up at 5, just non-negotiable, no matter what. By about 5:15, 5:20, I'm in the ice bath for 3 minutes, and then right after that, I just get changed and whatnot, and then go for the run. From there, I'll just cook my meals and stuff for the day, and then off to the races.
All your meals for the day in the morning.
Yeah. Because that way
you've never drank coffee before. You don't take supplements.
No.
Have you ever taken any supplements?
Vitamin D.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And you eat whole foods. Like what does your diet look like?
Yeah. So I haven't had a cupcake or birthday cake or anything like that in probably 10 years. So I mean,
how many people try to break you? Like try to get you. Oh, just take a bite, dude.
It gets to a point where people can sense the stubbornness pretty quickly.
Okay.
I would say a current blessing of mine is that nobody is not on board.
Yeah, I mean, I'm your inner circle for sure. They understand. They understand. They buy in. But I'm saying, like, you're out and everybody knows you as that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
I'm
almost
sure
gotta be
like people want to see you fall to the level, right?
Yeah.
So they want to almost sabotage you, kneecap you. Like, hey man, just try this. I mean, how often do you get in that? Well, I don't know.
Never.
Really? All right.
Well, because I one thing, I don't go out. I live a pretty simple life, and it's not to say that can't change in certain waves as well, but I do have my core of non-negotiables and things that matter to me. Of course, I like to culminate kind of the culture of who I spend time around and whatnot. I will say a really interesting thought process of mine from super early on growing up in school. You know, you have the fire department come and they tell you, oh, well, this person, you know, drank alcohol and was driving, and then, you know, they ran off the side of the road and died. And for whatever reason, I just went, that seems pretty compelling to not do any of that shit.
The DARE program worked for you.
Yeah, right. Which is hilarious.
Just
one
drove
kid,
it home.
the
Right,
one guy
right.
worked for it.
The rest of it was
my other kids were like, that's not what's going on.
Yeah, I need a brand deal or something.
Right.
But so, you know, they always say, oh, if someone offers you candy or something, you know, don't take it because it might be. And aside from just the specifics of the candy and all the bullshit, just the story of it, I thought, oh, people are going to try and control me.
Yeah.
And they're going to try and take advantage of me. And I don't like the way that sounds. And I built up the most ridiculous resistance and resilience to people trying to get me to do something, to the point where no one's offered me anything ever. And I'm going, what the hell?
So
dude,
underwhelmed.
I wanted to say no. You know,
when
was
I-
opportunity here?
when was I going to be able to drop? Right, exactly.
So have you ever drank alcohol?
No.
Dude,
No,
you
when-
are a rare breed. It's so crazy.
When I was 4, I would try and steal my mom's beer and drink
right,
it.
but yeah, that didn't even count.
Yeah, as a decision making individual, no, I've never tried to drink.
It's got to be the lack of choices, not the lack of choices, but the lack of like it has to be almost freeing. Just saying like
No decision
I've
fatigue,
found like last year, 2024, I had the show coming out.
Yeah,
I knew I had the show coming out. And I was like, and I also come from a background like my dad was an alcoholic and alcoholics and whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna drink anything this year. Nothing. And it was just like a non-negotiable. And it was like after I made the decision that I wasn't gonna drink for all of 2024, wasn't an issue at all. Now there was like my best friend got married. My best friend got married that year. I was best man at his wedding. I would have liked to have had a glass of whiskey with my best friend on his wedding, but not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? But it's gotta be, but I'm just saying it's a very freeing feeling when you just make the decision that you're not going to do something.
Yeah, because you have to make one decision instead of one every single day.
Exactly.
Well, you got the discipline equals freedom over here. Right. So my kind of thought process with that is every single set of freedoms is attached to a set of disciplines. Mm-hmm. So to not be me is actually a huge freedom, a huge luxury to say, wake up whenever the hell I want to, drink whatever I want to, eat whatever I want to, go by feel constantly. Cool. The discipline that person has to sustain is the existential wondering of what would it be like if I was
dialed in
full,
yeah.
if I was all the way dialed in. My life is a pain in the ass because every day is 5. Every day I wake up and I grab my towel and I put it around my neck and I walk outside and it's this heavy weight every freaking time. Yeah, it's an ice bath. But at 5 a.m, the first thing you do, your body temperature is low. Last thing on this earth that you want to do is
especially
getting cold
when it's
water.
Cold outside. If it's cold at all outside, I can't even imagine when it was like teens a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago.
It said feels like 26 2 days ago. I went, son of a bitch. But there is a weight to that. Lace up the shoes, do it again.
Yeah.
However, I do not have to wonder what it would be like to be that guy because it's me.
Right.
That is also a freedom. I think it's a more unique freedom because most people just go by feel with every single thing they do. But for me, that's just the freedom I've chosen. It's not to say that it's right. It's not to say that it's wrong. It's just what I've chosen. I find a lot of peace in that because, you know, if someone offers me some bullshit ass food, hey, do you want to try? Nope. Oh, do you want? No, good. And I'm not rude about it, of course, but you know, I'm pretty socially adept in that sense. But
what do you do at social events? People invite you out. Let's go grab dinner, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not anti-restaurant. Plenty of places have a nice ribeye that I could get, so that's pretty easy. And you know, personality-wise, I think this is what makes the biggest difference because most people who live the way that I do are
not very many people.
That too. Most of them that do are square and they're not fun to be around. They're not interesting. They're not funny. They're super reserved comedically. It's just that dynamic I've always hated. And so I see a lot of people that have awesome personalities and they're just the
life of the party. Yeah.
Life of the party. And then if you put a security camera in their house, they'd be looking in the mirror going, you know, and there's that kind of relationship. Then you go to the person that treats themselves like gold and they don't know how to talk to people. I'm going, what are we doing? Why is there no intersection of somebody that can, you know, say some crazy ass shit and then get up the next morning and do the thing again and embrace both sides of that? That's what I've always seen as heroic from other people. It's kind of the intersecting of traits like that. And so for me, I just take it really seriously to fulfill both of those. I would not want the security camera in my house because the things that my friends and I say are horrible. You know what I mean? And I'm going, look, that's part of the gig. You know, that's how it's supposed to be.
I love that, man. That's cool. You're definitely one of the most interesting in that aspect. People. I mean, we meet a lot of interesting people. Brandon knows a lot of interesting people, but like in that aspect, I haven't met a single other person that has like said that's what I'm going to do and done it that long.
Yeah.
Question though, like, is there any part of you that's like, what if I just let it rip one day? Just let it rip. Do you ever get that urge to just, probably not, but do you ever get the urge to just be like, I'm just going to let it rip and just do everything backwards and just see,
let it rip. Let's
and
hear
just to
it.
see, say you slept it, you party the night before.
Yeah.
You drink alcohol till 1 or 2 a.m. You sleep in till 9, 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then just to like, just completely throw you like one time, just to throw yourself just to see what it was like. I can tell you one thing you'd hate it. If you drank, if you didn't drink, you'd probably be like, okay. But if you drank, you'd feel like such ass the next day. You'd be like, yeah, he would be like, I'm never doing that ever again.
How many people have you seen do that?
Do what?
The 9 a.m. wake up and the drink the night before. And
100, but you don't want to be like everybody else. Like I've heard that quote before that I think you're thinking of.
Well, I've just seen that story play out a million times, but I've never seen mine play out. That's what I'm more interested in because it's a curiosity. If I take the one life that I have, as far as I know, the one life that I have, and I want to do something that I'm interested by with it. Because I'm going, man, is this not an opportunity to really do something and try something new? And it's funny that, you know, the crazy, chaotic, cool ass life that everybody's going for, that's actually been done so
many times.
And, you know, monks and super religion oriented folks have done similar lifestyle to me, I guess.
Right.
Where is the intersection? Where are the people that have the liveliness, live the certain way, really, I don't know, don't follow any rule sets? I mean, I would say religion is probably my favorite thing to talk about because people like to use the lifestyle, the principles, and the to-dos to support the reasoning for their religion. And then when I outact, I say, well, now let's talk about just the actual ideology behind this. And then it's hard to prove to someone like me why, when earthly speaking, there's really no difference. Or I would say there's no proof to say, oh, this works, this doesn't. So then we just get into the pure what people think and exploring ideas and, you know, what the heck is God? What's reality? Is it even real? You know, I'm
telling you right now, brother, you would love doing mushrooms. You would love doing mushrooms.
Well, see, you know,
I would never, ever, 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 ever encourage you to do any drug. I don't consider that a drug. I would never encourage you to drink. I would never encourage you to do anything.
Yeah.
Mushrooms before you die, brother. 2 grams.
Yeah.
And sit down and have a conversation with one of those people. And I think it is one of the most beautiful things as a human being that one can experience, I think, with another, especially with somebody that you love in a setting that you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
Talk about connection to like your introspective, the way your brain works. And again, I'm not trying to tempt you to do this, but like,
look, I'm pretty hard to convince of anything. So don't worry. You can sell me on it.
It is. And it's a beautiful thing. I think that if everyone in the world accidentally got dosed with 2 grams of mushrooms, the world would be the next day and probably for the month or the rest of the history of the world would be changed from that. Because everybody would have so much more respect and love for each other and realize that everything's connected.
I agree.
Sorry,
I would say in the same sense, if everybody got hit with a secret dose of a 30-minute workout, same thing would probably be true.
Dopamine dumps the
same thing.
Yeah.
A good diet. If you could just like drop somebody that's unhealthy into a body that has been exercising and eating correctly, their same body.
Not even that. Just that dopamine hit afterwards.
They
can feel what that feels like on the other side.
Or the dopamine hit after
a nasty workout,
an ice bath, or a sauna, or if you do all three of those, the way you feel,
different world.
The first time I took, my cousin went from like he didn't play sports in high school. Never exercised. We moved in together. He went from a bad living situation, shitty job, like literally he was scooping dog shit. Like that was his job. Wasn't a bad job. He was getting paid well for it. But like bad living situation. We moved in together. I started meal prepping for both of us, started taking him to the gym, introducing him to the sauna, and his mental health just went. We got back from the gym one day and he goes, dude, my brain feels so good. He's like, working out and doing the sauna, it's like, and he's extremely intelligent too. He's like, it's like brushing your teeth for your brain, man. And I was like, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's the basics like that. I think there are a lot of basics that people skip over.
Yeah.
So many.
And it's not
Drink
just
water.
Yeah. Honestly. I mean, it's not just the exercise based stuff too. I mean, the stuff that we all know, it applies and it works. And when you're dealing with a difficult time in life, it's really hard to trust that the simple things work. As in you have a super busy day, last thing you're going to think to do, let me go on a 10-minute walk.
Oh, it's so nice.
It works.
Yeah.
All the stuff that people say works. And for me, I think that's been a big, big kind of North Star for me is when you're young, everyone is telling you what you should do, what you should avoid, how to be successful. Oh, I screwed up in this way. Old people brag about everything they did wrong. And then young people go, yeah, right. And I'm going, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm being handed the blueprint here.
Exactly.
What am I doing? Right. And so, I've always treated that as just a library of wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, I hear when I'm growing up, my mom's friends bitching about their kids with a dirty room. I'm going, I could just have a clean room and everyone's going to think I'm a star. This is
the threshold's so low. It's pretty
so
easy,
low.
right?
And then have a clean room and, you should see my son's room. I wish my kid was like that. I'm going, all right. Well, you know what? It's so easy. So I think taking those things to heart. I mean, not every adult knows what they're talking about, but some freaking do it.
Most of them do. There's just
we're all here for the first time. We're all figuring shit out for the first time too, and that's a good point. Is learning from others. Yeah.
What's a wild day for you? Like you're like, oh man, I'm gonna throw my hair back and get after it. You know
what I mean? Wild day.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, like this intersection of like, like everybody, you can have the not crazy party life, but you can have like the conversations, life of the party, everything else. Yeah. How do you have that relationship? Like when you go to these parties or whatever you do for fun, I don't know what you do for fun. I don't even know like what a night out for you looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I would say it's never usually a night out. Yeah. I would say just the dynamic between my friends and I talking. The energy is ridiculous and it's a constant because we all live together. My guys, we do YouTube together and all that kind of stuff. And so it's just.
Is that your main source of income?
And do they drink and do they, they don't?
No. So a couple of them do here and there, but I mean, we did Thanksgiving as a big group. So the house that was behind mine that you'd have seen down the driveway, that's where my girlfriend lives with her friend.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's just.
Did y'all meet by moving in next to each other?
Exactly. No, we met at a run club thing. So it kind of just worked out.
What do you do when you invite her out? Like, how do you slide in this DMs? Like, you want to go to 5 a.m.? You want to do an ice bath at 5 a.m.? What's the move?
When we first started hanging out,
person too.
she wakes up at 5 and she would run with me all the time and do the ice bath and whatnot. So she's super disciplined, and works out and all that good stuff. I mean, I guess a wild day. Visually it might not look like.
No, I'm to you. What's a wild to you? I was like, it doesn't have to make sense to us. I'm not
totally. I mean, this was a wild day to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't fly in a freaking helicopter.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, that was just me smiling ear to ear going, dude, what the heck? So, I mean, I am just
like, the reason I'm asking, I'm like, let's like lay it double into questions. Cause like, I know your day's so regimented, like everything else. Like, do you give yourself opportunity for like life happens, right? Shit happens, like cool stuff happens, like
totally.
And most of the craziest stuff, like Drew can test this, like is like one of the day you didn't think it was gonna go this way, went, took a left, and took a right, and you're just like, just let it happen. You didn't force it, right?
Yeah.
Like so, like if you're so regimented, like you're like, well, I gotta be in bed by 7:30. I'm not saying it's wrong or whatever. Yeah. I'm not like shitting on your beliefs or any of that stuff, but like you're like, oh, I need to be in bed 7:30 so I can get up at 5 and do my regimen, everything, because I'm so dialed in. Because I don't know how many days is the running thing now.
2,835.
Yeah, we're like 2,836. If I'm not in bed by 7, it's not gonna happen. But like some crazy happenstance, somebody crossed your path, or somebody wanted to go for a run late or do something like that. Yeah. I'm trying to see if you're open minded to do that, or how you would navigate those waters, right? Because like life happens.
I let it happen.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I'm gonna still get up the next morning. So I mean, I've stayed up till 2, and then I just go to bed for 3 hours, wake up, do it all again, and then rest a little bit. My day is not regimented. My morning is. Okay. So the rest of my day, I am that way to open up the space for stuff to happen. Okay. I mean, I had a fat to-do list today, and I was telling him, I said, yeah, we're just not.
Boys. That's cool, man. That's cool that you got that buffer in your brain to where like you can allow you're like these are your non-negotiables, but like you're still a normal human being outside of that. Because I'll be honest with you, and it's like it's a good thing. Like, you know, you spoke about like you don't have to worry about what if. Yeah. I think all the time I'm like, what if I just locked the fucking and I never broke? And I'm like, nobody does that. And then I see somebody like you, and it pisses me off because I know that it's possible because that person's doing it. And I'm like, well, motherfucker, I should do that. And then your brain immediately goes to something's wrong with that person. They have no life. And like, and like the first time, that is how your video made me feel the first time I watched it. The one that blew up where you're like, I don't drink, I don't do that. I watched it and I was like, fuck yeah. And I was like, then I got pissed off. I'm like, cause you know it's possible then. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're like, that person must have no life. And now I see that you do have a life. And then you know what I mean? Like that's refreshing, but it's also like, holy fuck.
Well, so the blessing of being confident is that you don't have to project onto other people what you do. So I don't feel upset that other people would not want to be like me. I mentor people. Most of the time I'm telling people not to be like me because I can see clear as day. We have a different set of priorities. Most people will create a day, a lifestyle, a career, a family, everything based on someone else's priorities. Going to med school just to impress your parents, that's a hard story right there because you'll get to the end of life and you go, my parents were literally just people. Yeah. And I did my whole story based on someone else's priorities. That's what causes people to be butting heads with themselves constantly. You know, it is hard, I guess, to not be on the same path as everybody else. It's not like I'm fueled by relatability necessarily. But there is a really strong tie between what I do and what I prioritize in my life. And I think that's what creates kind of that peace. You mentioned earlier, what do I actually do for a living with the content stuff? So I mentor people. I coach people on identity stuff, big life transitions, all that kind of.
What's that look like? Yeah, I mean, for someone who doesn't understand that world, how does that work? Like let's say I come to you and I'm like, hey man, I need a coach. Yeah. What am I asking you to coach me on? What's the move?
It's because anything that anybody wants to achieve, I mean, it could be money, it could be fitness, it could be, I don't even know, any goal. Well, the goal is an extension of you. Everybody focuses on the thing instead of themselves. So if I am a confident person, I'm going to be confident in my conversations, in the work that I do. If I can trust myself, I can trust myself in all aspects of life. All of these characteristics, all of these traits come back to the individual. When somebody succeeds on the extension of them and internally they hate themselves, that's no fun. Yeah. It's just a pain. And so, I mean, it's hard to place that because people just want to make money.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, that's everybody comes to you. Hey, how do I make a big YouTube content?
Right. You spoke
how do I get big following? How do I get clicks and likes? The same bullshit.
You spoke a lot on that while we were training earlier. Yeah. Just about like, you don't want to be a sellout and you refuse to be a sellout, which is, that means a lot to me personally too. Cause like it's in our day and age, it's just like, how can I turn eyeballs into money? And respectable. You work really hard to get there sometimes, but then sometimes you end up being a sellout and then it just goes wrong. But
I mean, that's what's so hard because it's not like you can just get your head on straight and then go, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm not tempted by anything. Nothing is compelling to me. I mean, you don't think I'd want a spot like this?
Right.
This is the coolest shit ever. There's a lot quicker ways to get to, the helicopter and the sick ass compound than my path is going to take.
Right.
Because there are ways to make money right now
overnight.
in a big ass way. Unfortunately, with air quotes, I'm really in tune with my principle and who I am and how the things I do affect what I think of myself. And I've just seen that as the way more valuable currency. So, I let all of the opportunities that don't align go. And I could be making a shit ton more money.
Right.
It's going to come, dude. It's just, it's going to come no matter what. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have a car because I don't want one. I'm saying I'll get a car when I make $50K a month.
Right.
Because why not? Just to be ironic about it, I sold my car before I moved here. I said, what do I need a car for? And my whole household, I damn near employ everybody. Everyone else has a car. I'm the one just biking everywhere and doing my thing. Right. It's going to happen eventually. It's going to take time. Also, me reminding myself of that is literal work.
Yeah. And long-term play always wins authenticity and long-term always wins over time.
Yeah. And it's freaking hard.
Yeah.
Because people are winning all over the place. You know what I mean?
What made you come to Austin? Like, what did you just did you know that was going to be like this path for you? Or
I think so.
Or did you meet this chick and you're like, I got to come here. She works out.
After you moved here.
Yeah. We met after I moved here. Just back home it'd be Saturday and beautiful out and no one's doing anything.
Yeah, it's just like there's certain places.
Yeah, you don't have that here.
Yeah.
There's just drinking mentality and cultures and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So and you just I gotta get around like-minded people. Have you been to Austin before or not?
I visited one time, and then the friend that I visited with, he lives in North Carolina, but he's super well connected. And first day, I met my damn YouTube feed of people that I've followed forever. I'm going, what?
Yeah. Oh wow.
So immediately I said, yeah, this might be the move. And I was very adamant on no matter where I move, it's just going to be another gym and grocery store. So what's the point?
Yeah. I mean, and plug and play, I can make it work anywhere.
Yeah.
You're wrong about that.
I was wrong about that because there is a different culture. I mean, I just met you at a freaking run a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And here we are. I mean, that just doesn't really happen back home. Yeah. So I couldn't be more stoked.
We're glad to have you, dude. We are.
I got one last question.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone that doesn't have a vice. Like usually dudes have it's women, drugs, money.
Yeah.
They're chasing success. That's ego, everything else. What's your vice? Like what's your one thing that you let yourself guard? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not even like we all battle our own internal demons, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have your own or whatever it is. But I'm just curious what it is for you. Obviously it's discipline is not an issue for you. So
maybe discipline is the vice.
Maybe discipline's the vice. I would say even with food, I'm actually pretty indulgent.
Are you?
But it's because I've really set a standard.
What's an indulgent for you? Like what's to you and I I'm not a big sweets guy, but let's say I want to throw down on some crazy ass pasta or something like that. That's indulgence to me. What's indulgence to you?
So I would say,
oh man, I get crispy chicken.
I mean pretty frequently I get the 100% cacao pure chocolate and I just dip it in local honey. I'll just murder that.
Just a whole tub?
No, not necessarily. Damn. I mean, a couple squares of it here and there. I mean, a bag of just chips that are potatoes, avocado oil, and sea salt. I'll eat the whole thing.
Wild.
That's
so crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff that I would indulge in is just good for you.
Yeah, it's already good for you. Don't even all right.
Because I'll just murder a steak and then I'll have a whole bag of grapes and then a whole box of blueberries. And I just freaking dog all of it. Because I've just built kind of more so the structure. I don't feel like I'm limiting myself, but I can be indulgent because I just don't eat a bunch of highly processed shit.
Yeah.
Right.
And it makes it so much easier on me because then I get to relax.
Right.
And have the assurance of, I just eat healthy food. But I mean, I'll sit on my ass all day long.
Okay.
But never before.
You get your stuff work done first, and then
And then you might just sit on.
You might have a movie day or a lazy ass Netflix day or whatever.
Look, on Saturdays, we have philosophy club at the house. We got 15, 20 friends coming over just talking about stuff. We do movie night all the time. We do dinner nights and all that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, I guess if you just see my morning routine, it sounds like some psycho
I'm just
shit.
asking as an outsider. I don't know anything about you. I'm not trying to figure out. Like,
I'm not
offended
offended
back
by
the layers of the onion here. You know,
it's been really fun to pick your brain. It has been extremely fun because you are a rare breed, my guy, and it's been very fun to pick your brain because you encompass a bunch of the things that I wish that I could be, and I would like to be more like you in some sense of like, this is what I'm doing. And like, I can do things for months at a time sometime, and then I'm going to fall off. And I'm like, oh, it's just human. Then I see somebody like you, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're not human.
You would have to care about it as much as I do to have the same inputs. And if you don't care about it as much as I do,
not a big deal.
Why would I make you care about
it?
You know what I mean?
If it's not, doesn't mean that much to you. It's never going to mean that much to you.
And
those convinced against the will of same affliction still.
Totally.
It's not going to be. Right, whatever it is, like whatever the advice, or whatever you're chasing, whatever that goal is, like some people it's ego or whatever. But yeah,
totally. I mean, people that coach others, 99% of the time, they're trying to instill what they think and what they do. Because when more people join the team, that makes them feel like, oh, I'm doing the right thing.
This is a win for me. Yeah.
I literally tell people, don't do what I do because you're not me.
Right.
You're a 40-year-old mom.
Right.
Right.
Why would I say, oh, do an ice bath every morning and then blah, blah, blah. That whole thing. You have kids, you have this that matters to you way more than it matters to me.
These are bigger priorities for you. Exactly.
Exactly. So discovering.
Just be authentic to yourself.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. And not enough people get permission to do that. So me, I mean, it's kind of a visceral form of that. But really my biggest goal is to impact people through permission, not through, oh, do what I do. You know?
All right.
Yeah.
And then does the ice bath ever get easier for you?
Nope.
It's always a mind fuck for me too. You know
it never gets easier.
Like I'm always like, I'm like, I could do it. Like I do it same thing, 5 a.m. every morning and or like at night, every night before I go to bed. And I still like, you've done it thousands of times. And it just, every time you're just like have that inner bitch fight with your, and that's why like we talk to your
the inner bitch voice.
It's just like, you're like same thing. You gotta like, you have that conversation. Like I gotta overcome it, whatever. I was just curious because you're just religion as I am about that stuff. And like, I'm like, I just don't understand. Like there's never fun about it. It's over when you're out, you're like, I succeeded, but like the actual getting in,
look, I think it's the most reflective habit of mine to the human experience because it was never easy to be a human. You never found the comfort zone and then we're allowed to stay there every day as a natural human. Was
the last 50 years. It's
oh shit. Waking up it's a whole thing. And for me, it is a whole thing and it's in the container of a comfortable ass world. But you know, I fabricate that for myself because I know that there's something really powerful to it. And man, you know, we used to get purpose for free, which was make it to tomorrow.
Right.
Now people are sitting in an air conditioned room with all the snacks they could possibly want, feeling like they're dying.
Or the phone that'll bring them to them if they need to.
That's exactly right because they don't know how to emotionally survive.
Right.
So I think getting back to the way we used to do it helps.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah.
Good deal.
Well, man, it was great talking to you, dude. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll have to do it again. I think we have a lot more to talk about. We're just on a tight schedule today. So
let's do it.
We got to get to bed.
Coming on.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it, brother.
Heck yeah.